Hi everyone, so I got some pretty cool stuff to show you. I'll just take you around. First I'll show you something else. So in the last video about the workshop I talked about two other guys here working on wood and tree houses, and there's another girl here making, I think it's crochet playgrounds, so it's for kids and so on, and all of this is done with paracord. So I think this is pretty amazing. I'll add a link. You can find her on Facebook, I guess. You'll find the link down below. So these are toys, you can sit in them. And it's pretty comfy, so would be nice to have this in the workshop, so with a laptop and so on. It could be pretty cool. So I'll take you around for I think for you guys, the most important thing, and this is, I prepared a little, I'll call it my shop. So it's just to show you the new products, and then I'll store them into the workshop. But I just wanted to show you guys what's going on. So I got some new products. Like here you have, this is the glass cast. So this is to cast some, I think it's wood and so on, or I've seen on Easy Composites they use it to cast coins and so on. And then you have another resin they are selling right now. This is the art resin, should give very good results, and I'll try to make like a comparison in between the two. So I'll just put the tripod, or I'll just take you around all the products, and then maybe you can add in the comments down below what I should do with them. So I'll just go quickly through all of them. So glass cast, I talked about this before. This is the XCR epoxy coating resin. So in the past videos I've used the epoxy coating resin. This is an upgrade, this is a better formulation of the resin, should give even better results. And a thing to remember is I've used a 2-to-1 ratio, and now it's 3-to-1. So it's a new formulation and it's another mixing ratio, so keep that in mind. So then we have some casting, polyurethane. This is to do some casting. It's A and B, so it's 1-on-1, I guess. Yes, it's 100 on 100. Then this is the traditional epoxy infusion resin. I always use the slow hardener, just to be sure to have a good infusion and not the resin starting to kick too early before the infusion. So I have plenty of time using this. The only thing you have to be sure of is you have to have a full vacuum and have a full leak-proof bag. Then I have this little one. This is more like a backup. I always keep a backup little resin just to make sure I still have resin, and when I'm starting with this one I just order some new one. So this is the art resin I talked about. Then we have some small, this is black epoxy filler, and I hope just to, for the pinholes and so on, I'll try this. It's a very small amount, but this is just more like for testing. Then, so I've put everything table by table, organized in a way like works best for me. So this is all like resins and so on, and casting. So this is some brass. So this is powder, just to add to the casting polyurethane or other resins. So I have two of them, brass and bronze. And then I have some pigments, so different pigments for different use. Polyurethane, epoxy, and so on. So we'll go to the next table right here, and this is more about mold making and so on. So this is more about mold making and the first steps you'll have to take for that. So I have the chemical release agents, I have the mold cleaner. So the mold cleaner is used before using the release agents, and I've seen like before they had the same labeling, now they changed color, so this is pretty useful. I always had a red cap on top just to make sure I don't mix up the two of them, or it will be like a big mess demolding if you're using mold cleaner as a release agent. Alright, so here's a bit more about the difference, how it was before and how they got the red label on here. So by coincidence, I always used a red tape on top, and now the red is here. I'll also add a red stop on this, because mostly you firstly use this and after that you're going to the mold release, and the problem might be that you switch both caps on the different containers. So that's a bit more about how I'm going to label this. So next to that we have some polyester gel coats. So this is a bit more about gel coats and so on. So there's the gel coats polyester. This is an epoxy gel coat, tooling gel coat. So I think this is a green one they used in the videos. You can find a link, like probably right there, here, to a video where they showed you how to use this. So this is also with the epoxy mold making putty. I did a video about that before. I've used the tooling resin from the mold making kits. This should be better because it's an epoxy putty and this is an epoxy gel coat, so it should give a better bond and better results. So this is the hardener. Then we have the GC50. So this is compatible with polyester and epoxy, if I'm correct. So then we have some laminating resin. So this is polyester for it's been a while I've used polyester resin to do parts and so on, but I'll try to add this in the videos as well, because this is way cheaper than epoxy and can give you some good results to start with, or to do some testing and so on. Then we have some polyester infusion resin, and this is new to me. I hope to get good results with this, because it's cheaper as well than the epoxy, but normally the price also is in ratio with the quality of the parts. But I'll see on what limit I can get with this polyester infusion resin. Then we have the mold making kit. So we'll start with the tooling gel coats. So this is polyester based. So you have to add MAC-P hardener. Easy Composites don't ship the MAC-P hardeners, so you have to get it local. You can find it in a car shop or something locally, so it shouldn't be too hard to find it locally. Then we have the coupling coats. This is a coupling coat. So after the first coat you add a coupling coat. So after the gel coats, coupling coats with 100 fiberglass mesh, and then you have the mold making tooling resin. So this is 32.5 kilogram, I guess, in 5 buckets, because it's easier. In the last video you've seen me like walking around with a big bucket. This should be way easier in smaller amounts, just to pour everything you need, and you can keep all the rest sealed in the meanwhile. So we'll go to the next table now. So we'll very rapidly go through these. So once you have the molds, next step would be preparing the mold with some fibers. The fibers are at the end of the video. So you have the fibers, then you have mold release again, so from the other table. Then you add the fibers, you have the peel ply, you have the infusion mesh, and if you need to, you have a breather. So keep in mind to have resin infusion where you use the peel ply and the infusion mesh on top with the vacuum bag and so on. Then you have vacuum bagging, and that's where you use peel ply, you use a perforated mesh, you use the breather, and then on top you'll have the bagging film with the connector and so on. So this part is a bit more about making the plugs and so on if you need some, and the preparation before the mold. So you have the wax, you can find it locally. I bought it on Easy Composites as well, because for me it's easier to find everything there and have everything shipped in one order. So you have the other plasticine to use for this. Then you have like nitrile gloves. I always use nitrile gloves because it's better with epoxy resin and so on. They don't let, I think latex gloves will get epoxy through, so it's very important for your health to use nitrile gloves. Then we have some a bristle brush, I guess. I've seen it on their latest video where they use it to remove pinholes in pre-preg, I guess, and wet layup to create plates. You can find the video right there where they use it just to get an idea how to use this. So it was something I wanted to try as well. Then we have the Fusion Fix. This is the spray I always use to position fibers into a mold. I'm very happy about this one. It leaves a milky touch to the resin if you don't use, if you use too much and you have voids. So something to keep in mind, and never spray it onto the molds first coat. So it's only on the second coat and build up you use this. Then we have some standard brushes, same story about the plasticine and so on. I always buy it in one time just to be sure to have all the materials for products for customers and the tutorials. And it's way easier to work like this because they're quite cheap as well and good quality. I'm pretty happy about these. So this section is a bit more about the vacuum bagging and everything that has to do with vacuum. So we have these spiral tubes. This is to remove excess resin around the molds under vacuum, for example, or for the infusion line. So these are by 5 meters, if I'm correct. I got 5 of them here, just to keep me going for a while. So then something new. So these are the quick fits, quick release connectors. So I'll be using these for pre-preg. So you can bag everything up, pull vacuum, and then you can just unplug it and put it back in into the oven. So this should keep me, save me some time, and hopefully give me some good results, because time is money and you have to save some time if possible. So I wanted to talk a bit more about this in detail, because this is a very, I think like this is a very special part to win some time. Like I said, time is money. So this is how it works. So you just buy this one, then you have the 2 click connectors, and then this barbed wire tail connector on top. So how everything is assembled, it's pretty easy. So you just screw this one on here, then you put this on here. I'll add some tape to seal all the voids and so on possible. The easy thing is you can just connect them like this. So now they are connected. This is going to the vacuum pump. This part is going through the bag. So this is inside the bag, this is coming on top. And the easy thing is, while moving the bags, you can just plug this one out and the vacuum is still in the bag, so this is not leaking. So this is a big improvement for pre-preg vacuum bagging. This is not suited for infusion, keep that in mind, because you will just ruin all the internals with resin that will cure after time. Then we have the standard tacky tape. Got 5 or 6 of them. Then this is something new. This is a meter just to have less vacuum, so you can pull the vacuum you need. So I'll probably use this with the polyester infusion resin and so on, because if you're going full vacuum, you would just cook the polyester resin. So I bought this for that use, and just try to do some vacuum bagging with less pressure to avoid pinholes and air bubbles expanding, because under vacuum all air bubbles will expand to a bigger size, and I'll just see if I can avoid this with this meter. And then we have, it was somewhere a bit hidden on the website, so it's the first time I've seen it. This is a spring, and you can add it into the vacuum hose, because I had a lot of hoses that were like bending and closing vacuum. So if you put this into the, I think it's the rubber, it's a silicone hose for pre-break. If you put this into it, at the resin, at the end port for the vacuum, and on the vacuum pump, it shouldn't bend anymore. So these are sold by 5 meters, I think, for a good price, and I think this will be an upgrade to the pump and so on. So I would consider this a bit more like the finishing of the parts. So this is new Dremel, and this should be an upgrade to the Dremel I've been using till now. It has a pedal, so you can use power when you need to. And I'll do a review about this if people are interested in it. Leave a comment below if you're interested in this. Then we have some finishing files from Permagrid. The Permagrid blocks I've bought before. I'm very happy about these. So these are on here as well. So I bought these just to do the small finishing of the parts. Then we have the voodoo glue. It's black. It should be used with a pistol. I have a video about that coming up. If the video is online yet, you can find it right here. And this should be a good glue, and it's black, so it's pretty useful when using it with carbon fiber. And then we have the polishing compounds in different grades. Some of them are black, so normally if you polish parts and you have pinholes, you will have the polishing compounds into the little pinholes, leaving white spots. So this is not what you want. And this is black, so it should give me better results. And then these are the 2 new polishing compounds from Easy Composites as well, and should be much better in quality than the ones I've used before, but still have to test that. I'll keep you updated. So now we're a bit with the fibers and so on. So this is just standard fiberglass. We have this is my favorite carbon fiber. So this is a 650 12K. I've been using it for the Iron Man skinning tutorial and many other of my projects. So this is my favorite carbon fiber I'm always using. Then we have something new, so I don't know if you can see this very well. This is an orange aesthetical fiber. So I had the blue one, the green one, the red one, then you have Kevlar, which is white. Now I also try to do something with the orange one. Then this is a biaxial fiberglass just to strengthen some parts. And then we're left with the 2 vacuum bagging films. So Easy Composites now have a cheaper one, it's a red one, but it's limited at some temperatures, and the other one should be at higher temperatures. I'll just give it a try and let you know how everything works. Then we still have some packages here. So these are, if I can show you, these are core materials. So this is a 1 centimeter one thick, and the other one is 6, I guess. And then in this package, I haven't checked it, but I'm sure it's the honeycomb. So it's the space grade honeycomb. I've used it in the tutorial of the rowing seat. You can find the video somewhere if you need to. Okay, so I just forgot to talk about these 2. You've probably seen them and you noticed I didn't talk about these. So these are 2 square box rods. I think it's 1 centimeter, so 10 millimeters. And I'll try to see if I can include this into a project where I need more stiffness of the parts. Okay, so here's another quick tip I would like to share with you guys. I have my marker right here, and I'm just going to put the date on all the products right now, so I just use the ones I had before I start using these. So this is a very important trick, because most resins will have like a shelf life of around 1 year, some maybe less. I think polyester resins will be less than that, so I'll do that quickly right now. So there was still one box I didn't talk about, and I thought it might have some extra attention, so I'll just open it and show you what's inside. So this is 3M vinyl. I bought it on Easy Composites as well. I didn't find it in the past, so I did some browsing around the website and found it. So I've used this previously in a tutorial a few years ago, so the quality was less good as how it should be now. But I redo a video about 3D shaping this onto a part, because like when using a heat gun you can shape it around complex parts. Can be ideal for, let's say, fenders for motorcycles and so on. It's not real carbon fiber, so I'm not a big fan of it, but I'll just explain why using this mostly when I do some work for customers and so on. They just want to know how it will look, and then you can just do this as a prototype, so they can get an idea of what the finished product will look like with a limited budget. So this is way cheaper than like making a part with vacuum infusion and so on, resin infusion, and still get a good result and show them how the finished part will look like. So I ordered the black one, so this is like a matte black carbon fiber. Then I also have a silver one, so I hope you can see it. Silver one is pretty special. It's not like the aluminium fibers I've used in previous videos, but it still looks good. It has the 3D effect like it should. And then I also have a white one, so let me know in the comments what you would cover with it, and then I can see if I can include this in a tutorial. Might be good for, say, phone covers, iPhones, and so on. So I'll keep you up to date, and probably there should be a video popping up right here if the video is online yet. So that's about the vinyl carbon fiber. So this is the end of the video. I hope you all liked it. I know it's a lot of product information being shown and so on, but it's just because I get a lot of questions about what materials are you using, or what materials should I use for this project. So this should give a quick idea of the products I'm using. The second question you probably have is, why is it always Easy Composites and so on? It's quite simple. I grew up with their products. I'm quite familiar with the curing times. I'm very happy about the results I'm getting from their products, and they have a great customer service, so that's why I'm always buying their products. So if you have some projects you want to show me, you can always tag me in pictures you're working on, or some pictures you see on the internet with all my names. You can find them all in the comments below. So I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, so most of you are on Facebook as well. I'll also upload some pictures because I'm in the studio now. I did a full review, took a lot of pictures of all the products I've just shown in the video, and this will be online in a few days on my Facebook as well with more detail. I would also like to know if you have some projects in mind I could use these materials for, because I would like to interact a bit more with you guys. Another thing is, I'm on Snapchat as well. There should be a snap code coming up right here. You can just take a picture of it and you'll be able to add me. You can always send me pictures because I'm pretty stoked about seeing the projects you guys are working on as well. So I get some snappies now and then in my on my phone, and it's pretty cool to see what you guys are working on. So that's about it for this video, and we'll see each other next week. So if you like this, give this video a thumbs up, it helps me out. You can also share, comment if you like this video, and we'll see each other next week.